Hi. So in this session, I want to talk about the math behind recursion and why exactly does recursion work. So recursion is actually based upon a very neat mathematical concept called PMI, Principle of Mathematical Induction. So PMI was a concept that we could use to prove a lot of things, right? For example, if I want to use PMI to prove that sum of first n natural numbers is equal to this formula. So I can use PMI to prove this. What exactly is PMI? And we'll see in parallel how to prove this particular statement. So PMI basically says, if I want to prove a fact, let me not call it fact because it will be confusing with factorial. Let's say I want to prove a statement f. Okay. I want to prove that f is true for all natural numbers. Let's say I want to prove that. So PMI says, first of all, prove that it is true for f of 0 or f of 1, take a very small number and prove that this is true. That's your first work, task 1. You are supposed to prove that f of 0 and f of 1, or maybe 1, maybe both, is true, right? That's the first thing we need to do. Then PMI says, assume f of k is true. I can assume f of k is true. Task 2, prove f of k plus 1 is true. That's what we need to prove. So the middle one is not your task. Your task is proving a very small case and assuming that the middle one is true, that is f of k is true. Using this statement, you need to prove that f of k plus 1 is true as well. Okay? This is not something that you have to prove. This is an assumption. Do not question this. You need to prove this. Okay? Let's apply on this particular statement. So first of all, let's work on our task 1. That is sigma 1 is equals to sum of first natural number. That is 1, right? And so my LHS is 1. My right hand side is 1 into 1 plus 1 by 2. N is 1, right? So this is equal to 1 into 2 by 2, which means 1. So my LHS is 1, my RHS is 1, hence proved. So my base case, my task 1 is proved. Okay. So now I can assume sigma k is equals to k into k plus 1 by 2. So I can assume this. Now using this assumption, I need to prove task 2 that I have is sigma k plus 1 is equal to k plus 1 plus 1 by 2. This is something that I need to prove, right? So this is my task. This is what I need to do. Okay, so let me clear this out. So I can assume this is true and I need to prove this. Okay, so let me take the LHS. Sigma k plus 1 is equals to sigma k plus k plus 1, right? Sum of first k plus 1 natural numbers is sum of first k natural numbers plus k plus 1. Okay. Now we already know what is sigma k. Sigma k is k plus 1 by 2 plus k plus 1. Okay. So I'm going to multiply this with 2 and divide by 2. Now from both these you can take k plus 1 by 2 common. So this is k plus 1 by 2, this is k plus 1 by 2, so remaining is k plus 2. And that's exactly what you needed on your RHS. So LHS has become equal to RHS. So that basically means I have proved that sigma 1 is equals to 1 into 2 by 2. This is done. This I assumed. I don't have to prove this. And using this, I have proved this. PMI says now you have proved that sigma n is equals to n into n plus 1 by 2. You don't have to worry about this statement anymore. This is definitely true. Okay. So the middle statement is an assumption. The last one is a proof. But this is a little weird, right? I just proved for a small number. Then I made this huge assumption. Now using this assumption, I proved just one tiny step. And you are saying that it's going to work for all natural numbers. So it sounds a little weird. But actually it's not that weird. The way it is working is, I have taken a generic k, right? I took k and I proved it for k plus 1. I know where to start from. I know the base, right? I know it works for 1. Now using 1, I can prove it works for 2. So if I take k's value to be 1, then I prove that it works for 2. Now using 2, you can prove it for 3. So the way it works is, I have told you, you know how to stand. So you are able to stand here. And I have taught you how to take a single step. Now you can keep taking steps and you can keep going higher. Right? You know you can start from somewhere and then you know you can take a small step. You know that. So by taking these small steps, we can prove it for all natural numbers. So 1 allows us to prove it for 2, 2 allows us to prove it for 3, 3 allows us to prove it for 4, and so on. It will work for all natural numbers. Recursion is exactly like that. Whenever we will be talking about recursion, we will look at the base case as the first step of our PMI. We call it the base step, the base case. The assumption PMI says is induction hypothesis. Okay, that's the induction hypothesis. That's the assumption that you can take. And the last step is the induction step, when you need to prove using the hypothesis that you are actually going in the right direction. Using a smaller, using k, you need to prove it for k plus 1. Now if you look at factorial, that's exactly how we wrote our code as well. We proved, we wrote the code which works for factorial 0. We are absolutely sure our code works for factorial 0. Now if I assume that my code works for a factorial of n minus 1, I have written code which will definitely work for factorial n. So I have taken care of this. My code is assuming this will work. And if this works, this will definitely work, because if this is giving me the right answer, I'm just multiplying with n to get the n factorial value as well. Okay. So this is basically what we'll be applying in all our recursion problems. That's how you should think about recursion. Hey, what is my base case? What is my hypothesis? And what is the induction step that I need to take care of? Okay, that's exactly how we will be using recursion throughout whatever problems that we'll be solving. Perfect. Now let's pick up few more problems in the next few sessions, and hopefully that will give you a lot more clarity on whatever we have talked about so far. Thank you.